The money stream. Perfect. Testing. 1, 2, testing. Welcome in. Come on in. Let's fill up the room. Jump in that chat. Let me know who's in the building. Yeah, the money stream. The Stock Market Daddy Marathon. We lit. All right, continue to come in. I'm looking forward to talking to each and every one of you, sharing today's live stream with you all. Just want to let a couple more people get in the room. Welcome. Come in. All right, don't be shy. Let us know where you from. Make some noise. Yeah, Stock Market Daddy live. Let's do it. Okay. I'm just trying to give it a little bit more time. You know how it is when you go live. You got to give people an opportunity to join, and you got to let YouTube notify everybody that we live now. Come on in. Yeah. Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, investors and traders, where you at? Yeah. Okay, great. All right, so this is the first ever money stream from the Universal Growth Network, and I'm in a great mood. Excited to go live. All right, we got an action-packed stream for you. Action-packed, filled with information, filled with knowledge. We're going to learn. We're going to celebrate victories, wins, review losses. This is going to be an amazing stream, the money stream. Yes. And I'm the one and only Stock Market Daddy. Shout out to Jawan for making this all possible. The editor-in-chief, executive producer. Y'all come on in. Put 100 in the chat. If you've made any money with options, put 100 in the chat. Let me get that fire emoji. Yeah, what city we got in here? What cities are in here? Who's in here? Where you from? Represent. Let me hear something. Type it in the chat. All right, put 100 in the chat or an emoji, fire emoji, if you've made any money with options. Buying or selling options, let us know. Yeah. I want to give my people some time to get in here so we can get this money stream and the Stock Market Daddy Marathon on the way. So come on in. Yeah. Let's get into it, family. Okay, I'm not going to hold the people who are here hostage. Let's get into it. We got a long night ahead of us. All right, so let's do it. So today we're starting with the most frequently asked questions I get about trading in the stock market. I'm not always online, so I thought I'd go live and try to knock them all out in one place. All right, so let's look at these questions I got here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's start with this question here. Let's start with this one. This is one of the most requested, most misunderstood, and most powerful topics in the world of investing. What is it? Options trading. Now, quick disclaimer. I'm not here to sell you on hype, okay? I'm here to share what I've learned, what I'm still learning, and what's actually helping me grow. All right, and the mindset I always bring to these sessions is simple. Explaining it helps me with retaining it. So I'm going to break it down in real terms, answer some of the most frequently asked questions, and give you something to leave with today. Today, you're leaving with something. Okay, no matter where you are on your journey, you're leaving with something. So let's get into it. So here we go. Question number 1. What is an option? Simply put, An option is a contract between two people in the stock market looking to make money. I think that it's called an option because you get a choice. An option, choice, you see. If you enter into an options trade, also known as a contract, it gives you the right but not the obligation to buy or sell a stock at a certain price before a certain date. That's that expiration date that we always talk about. There are two types of options. Keep that in mind. You have the call option, like you're calling someone up. So you buy a call option when you think the stock is going to rise and go up, like you call somebody up. You buy a put option when you think the stock is going down, like putting something down. Now keep in mind, you're not owning the stock, you're renting it. All right, you're trading the potential movement of the stock. That's what an option is. And just like reserving something ahead of time, you have to pay what? Right, a fee, a premium. We call the fee that you pay a premium. Just like it's a fee to rent a car, it's a fee to enter an options contract. All right, options are meant to help you make money without requiring you to buy a whole 100 shares of the company. This is if you're buying options. All right. So that is pretty much options in a nutshell. Just a quick way to explain it. You know, selling options is a little bit different. Some people think it's more responsible. It's a more responsible approach to money, investing, and trading. But we do a lot of buying options on this channel. All right, we trying to supercharge our wealth and turn it up, flipping this money. All right, so let's look at the next question. Next question we have for the stock market Daddie marathon, the money stream, is: how did you get involved in the stock market? How did I get involved in the stock market? I would say I got involved by not being afraid to fail and understanding that with no risk, there is no reward. As simple as that. You know, I wanted to understand what made the market move and how so many people were making money from their computers at home and playing a financial game. So I wanted in. I started watching video after video after video, reading any information, documents I could, asking questions, and most importantly, studying charts. I cannot emphasize that enough. That is really how I got involved, and not just kind of sticking my pinky toe in, but when I really locked in, it came from charting, learning the charts. I'm still learning the charts. The more I learned, the more I realized that this isn't about being a genius. It's about discipline, focus, and knowing your edge and discovering your edge. You know, I developed my edge from reading and from watching YouTube. Honestly, everything from selling options, watching Pandreas, to scalping from watching Oliver and Ross, At the Money and Deep in the Money calls with Chris, and squeezing the stocks using techniques like a buy right from Ashley, and lastly, credit spreads from Henry. And the list could go on. There's so many other YouTubers that drop a gem. You know, you might have to watch 10, 12 videos to get that one gem that you need for your journey. It's different for everybody. You know, you might watch somebody and you feel like everything they say is going over your head, you know, but you watch it back later once you've learned a little bit more, gotten down the road, and you like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Okay, so I see how that these two guys are confirming what each other are saying. They just have a different way of delivering it. So learning the language of the financial markets and finding somebody whose style of teaching resonated with me. So that's a big Big deal right there. Okay. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. This is lit. This is lit. Make some noise in the chat. Let us know who's in the building, who's watching, who's listening. You know, when did you get started with options? Let's talk about you. Let us know in the chat how long you've been trading options. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you buy options or sell options? We need to know. Put it in the chat. Let's go. Let's see how y'all feeling out there. All right. Question number 3. Can you explain delta? Delta, absolutely. Short and sweet, delta measures how much an option's price moves when the stock moves $1. For example, a delta of 0.50 means if the stock goes up $1, the option should go up around 50 cents. Every option represents 100 shares, so 50 cents times 100 is $50. So every time, if Nvidia is 142 and you get an option with the 50 delta, when Nvidia goes from 142 to 143, the value of the option goes up $50. So if the option costs you $120, the option will be worth $170, and you can choose to close your position, exit. It's a ton of options that you have with options, no pun intended. Calls have positive deltas and puts have negative delta, but they typically reflect the same thing. But it also helps estimate. So delta also helps estimate probability. A call, for example, with a 0.20 delta has about a 20% chance of expiring in the money. And that's what we want. Now, this isn't a perfect, equation, but it is useful. All right. Delta. Question 4. And if you think if I'm missing anything, don't be shy. Don't hesitate to drop it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Number 4, is it better to buy or sell options? Here's the truth. I like to incorporate both because it depends on the market, the setup, and the strategy. Buying option means you're paying a premium for the leverage. Selling options means you're collecting premium, often betting against big moves. Each has its place. The key is knowing why you're doing it. All right. The key is to know why you're doing it. So there is somewhat of an inverse correlation to, buying calls, buying puts, selling calls, selling puts. What do you do at resistance? What do you do at support? Why would you do either? So you definitely need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it when you're thinking about buying or selling options or both. Yep. All right. Let's go. Question number 5. Let me know if I'm moving too fast. Do I need to slow down? Do I need to pick up the pace? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. How y'all feeling out there? Who made some money this week? Let us know that P&L in the chat. So question 5, when's the best time to trade during the day? The best time to trade. A lot of these questions are, subjective. It's not definitive. I would say personally, I like the open, the first 30 to 60 minutes. That's when volume spikes and direction reveals itself. The close, also known as power hour, is the last hour of the day. That often brings reversals, trend confirmations, or big institutional moves. I definitely have made some money in the last 15 minutes of the day. So I like them both. I like the open and the close, honestly. The middle of the day, that's where trades go take a nap. All right, so that's that. Question number 6. Let's see. Do we want to do question 6 or do we want to skip? Let's do question 6. When's the best time to buy stocks long term? Look, I'm no expert, but I did read a quote once from Charlie Munger. That is Warren Buffett's right-hand man. So Charlie Munger said, the best time to buy stocks for the long hold is near the... You ready? Y'all in the right place because I'm dropping some gems. The best time to buy stocks for the long hold is near the 200 period moving average. Wait for it. On the weekly chart. Yes, the weekly chart. Then he added, most people aren't disciplined enough to do that though. You'll likely, he added that you'll likely buy stocks when some random guy on YouTube recommends it to his camera. And you'll act like he was talking to you that whole time. So be mindful. When he said that hit me though. Timing matters, but you got to be patient and have discipline. That's what matters the most. Question number 7. Yeah, the stock market daddy marathon, the money stream. Let's go. The first money stream. So we got question 7. Where can I find a strategy if I'm new? Start with the basics. Every broker I've signed up for, Robinhood, Webull, E-Trade, they all have a learning center. So read through it. Practice what you learn with paper trading. Then test small amounts in the real game. Your first strategy doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be understood. You just have to have a beginning, middle, and end. Okay? Question 7. What's one lesson you wish you learned sooner? This is easy. I wish I would have learned to chart and not to copy trades. Pick a stock or two, watch how it moves, learn what makes it react, trade it again and again and again until you understand your own rhythm. That's how real traders are made, not by mimicking strangers on YouTube. All right, no shade, because I'm a stranger on YouTube. Question 9. What's something you learned on your own that nobody taught you? I guess I would say tail bars. They often come from something called a Marubozu candle. So if you ever seen that big Marubozu candle, a lot of people look at that as a buying opportunity, and if you jump in there too early, that thing can reverse on you. So the move, you could have a big move as one candle, and then that move can reverse on you within the same candle. So anytime you see a tail bar, it was likely a Marubozu candle before it became a tail bar. And I noticed that after I saw it over and over and over again on the chart. The Marubozu is a strong candle with no wick on one end, just momentum. Sometimes it might have a little baby wick. Those often lead to tail bars on the next candle. Not even on the next candle, on the same candle. They often lead to tail bars within the same candle in the same time frame as the move exhausts and reverses. So it taught me to look deeper, not just look at the candle, but look between the candle. Look at what's like reading between the lines. Sometimes seeing the final candle is just as important as watching the formation of it. Look at what it goes through to become the candle that it ends up as. All right, so we just covered a lot. Options, timing, mindset, and some of the most common questions I've been getting from the community. And like I always say, explaining it helps me with retaining it. But sometimes looking back helps too.